Hello everyone, it's July 20th, 2014. Our topic today is self-defense, and I have my good friends with me today.
Hi.
There we go. Okay. We have our PowerPoint presentation right here. And I'm sure everyone has either been in some sort of altercation, argument, been provoked or bullied at one point in time. So self-defense is a very important part of all our lives. Gaining confidence through self-defense will give us the ability to just walk through life a little more freely and be ourselves. So over here are different aspects here that you can see. None of us are discriminated when it comes to being attacked. No matter how big, small, whoever you are, you can always be pushed around. There's many elements of self-defense. 4 basic elements that we can break it down to. We got stand-up self-defense, which are the basic ways to deal with an attack before it actually starts, more of a surprise attack. Next, we got striking. Many opponents, since they don't actually know how to fight, they rely on their fists or feet to attack. We have throwing techniques. This is where it gets a little more technical, and you can devise, a strategy to actually take down a bigger and stronger opponent. Lastly, we have ground fighting, and that's probably the most efficient form of fighting, because no matter how big the opponent is, anyone can really use that to take down somebody. Here we go. We start with the stand-up self-defense, and we can break it down into 4 categories. Okay, we have the collar grab defenses. Most people, when they're in an altercation, they're wearing some sort of clothing, unless you're on the beach. So many times people use the clothing against you. They may grab your shirt, either to push you around or to use it as some sort of leverage to attack you. We also have grip breaks. Many people grab you in headlocks. We see that in school, elementary school kids. They're grabbing each other in headlocks. That's a human instinct right away. Everyone's doing that. We have preemptive strikes, or strike first defenses, where if we feel we're outnumbered and we need to eliminate opponents as quickly as possible, we can go ahead and use a variety of different strikes that can subdue that opponent quickly, and we can run away, get help, or whatever we have to do next. And push defenses. Many times, commonly it's used, where in a fight, before it even starts, people are shoving at each other, and learning how to deal with that situation is very important. Next, please. There we go. Striking defense. This is very important, since most people are going to be striking with you. You need to know how to deal with it. One is body positioning, and that's extremely important so you don't get off balance. So how you're going to stand properly, sideways, or if you're standing square, depending on the situation, you might change that up. We have defensive striking, and that's used to keep people away from you. So the strikes we talk about here are the jab and side kick. If I could just for one moment have anyone to demonstrate this, awesome, if you could please come here. So from here, we're in our fighting stance. If I want to keep someone bigger and stronger off of me, I need to use his weakest points. So one thing that's great, I use my longest weapon, which is my leg, against his knee joint. And this is a very easy way to keep anyone off of you. So as he's coming forward, I can step right here on his leg and prevent him from ever coming close to me. Obviously, I can't rely on that as a sole attack, but it's a great way to maintain distance. Also, if he's able to get too close where I feel I would get off balance by using my kick, I can use my jab like they use in boxing, which is probably my second longest attack. Okay? So I can use this to keep him off. I can use my kick, my jab. These are 2 different strikes, I'm sorry about that I can use to keep my opponent off of me. We also have distance control, which is extremely important. The number 1 key to defense actually is that control of the distance. Because if I can get away, he can never touch me. So either I want to be too far where he can't touch me, or somehow get close enough where I can't get hit as well. So either way, that's very important when it comes to strategy. Lastly, this is something that's very advanced, and that's head movement. Once you start getting very comfortable with strikes and confident, when someone hits, you're able to slip through the punches. You can duck under. Let's say he throws a hook. I can get under it. And once you're able to really see the punches and get your head out the way, then you can come and start doing some very fancy and useful techniques. Next, we have throwing. And now we start getting into the very technical aspects of fighting. Because the more you understand this, you're able to really control where you go in a fight. Many times in street fights, your choice or not, you end up grappling with somebody. Because there's multiple people, your area is very small, so it's difficult to stay away at all times. So throwing is very important. Let's go back to that. So we break it down into 3 different categories again. We have hip throws, we have double and single legs, and we have sweeps. For a hip throw, I actually want to demonstrate this with a good friend of mine. Jen, please. So here we have a very nice lady at 110 pounds. Okay, and I'm at 180 pounds. So just to show that anyone can perform these techniques, she's had a little training in jiu-jitsu. So you can hold my arm right there, hold my hip. This is a basic hip throw, just take a step right there. And anyone can do this. As you see, my feet are completely off the ground, and she has complete control of me. And that's with her hips. So by doing that, if she understands the techniques very well, she can use that against anybody. Obviously, it's much more difficult in a resistance situation, but it doesn't matter how big the person is, she should be able to control and be able to do something like that. Double and single legs, stay right here. Stand right there for me. Double and single legs are another very efficient takedown method that a lot of wrestlers use. So many times people, they're trying to attack you, trying to hit the head area. It's very easy to duck underneath and go for the double leg here or single legs. Sweeps are something that are very technical actually. So it requires a lot of timing, and basically you're timing the steps of the person. And with the step, she can actually use her foot to off-balance me and take me down. So that's when the fight starts getting very technical. That requires a lot of skill to be able to do something like that. Go ahead, sit down, Jen. Next, and lastly, we have our grappling techniques. Switch it up. Okay, so grappling, that's actually my favorite part of it because there's no weight class in grappling for a reason. Because it doesn't matter how big the person is, you're able to submit anybody. There's about 4, we can break it down to 4 basic positions. One is the guard, which is actually the most intriguing part of jiu-jitsu because although you're on the bottom, you can actually beat the person that's on top of you, which is very strange for a person that doesn't know anything about fighting. They look at it and they see a person on top and they feel like that person's dominating. But with the guard position, you're actually able to beat people from your back. We have side mount, full mount, and then taking the back or the back mount. So all of these positions are very vital in jiu-jitsu, and understanding them is very important when it comes to defense on the ground. So let's go back to the next slide, please. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Okay, so we've covered this. These are basically all the positions here. We got stand-up self-defense, right? We have striking techniques, takedown, and ground fighting. If anyone, female, male, child, or elderly, can master these aspects of fighting, these 4 aspects, they should be able to defend themselves against anybody out there. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope I inspire a couple people to go and start practicing some self-defense. Thanks.
Good job, Adam. Good job, Adam.